A beautiful setting, the second ever 500cc Motocross Grand Prix held in Ireland, the first last year. The Ballykelly circuit quite dusty and with a sandy soil, and well suited to the Belgian riders in particular, who love this sort of terrain. We're looking at Joel Smets, the championship leader, who set the fastest time in the qualifying here, third in last year's championship, and he was second overall at Ballykelly last year, so hoping to go one better in 95. Well, he's got some pretty serious opposition as ever in the 500s. Trampers Parker, he competed at Kilkenny in the 125cc's and 250cc's in Ireland in the past, second in the championship at the moment. There's Joel Smets once again. He's only 25 years old, so younger than some of his opponents, and he's had 7 heat victories this year. Shane King, the New Zealander, the younger brother, he's riding the KTM, lying 4th in the championship at the moment. And John Vandenberg, former champion in 125s and 250s, and on the 500s for the first time this year. Darrell King, the older brother of the 2 New Zealanders, always in the top 5 so far this year, but no wins so far. Ian Buchanan, he's a local hero, number 91, and Willie Simpson, Englishman with an Irish licence, and he's 40 years old, so giving away a few years to some of the opposition. And another favourite, Peter Johansson, the 29-year-old Swede on his Husqvarna. First season of 500cc racing for him as well. So let's get going. We've got 2 races, remember, 2 40-minute heats to get underway, and it's an excellent start for number 15. Diving into the first corner first is Johan Bonen. So Bonen, the Belgian. Oh, somebody's in trouble there. In fact, several are in trouble. That's number 40, Perry Leesk, and we've also got 43, Hans Konen, and 59, Olivier de Costa. But up front, Johan Bonen is going very quickly indeed. He's already opened up quite a lead over the rest of the opposition. And Bonen, who's not had a brilliant season so far this year, well, we've got more problems. In fact, that is Perry Leesk once again, the man, or one of the guys we saw down at the first corner. But he's obviously fallen again somewhere and doesn't look terribly at ease. So hopefully they get that sorted out. There's Johan Bonen then, leading this race. And his best result overall this year, well, he's had several 5th places overall at various of the meetings, but best heat result is a 3rd place so far in 1995. There's Joel Smets chasing him in 2nd position, and Smets trying to close up that gap somewhat, trying to extend his championship lead at the moment. Bonen definitely coming under a little bit more pressure from Smets, although the camera's foreshortening that distance just a little bit. Behind Bonen and Smets, it's John Vandenberg in 3rd position, with Jackie Martens in 4th place, and then Peter Johansson and Gert Jan van Doorn also. Then we've got number 4 there. There is Gert van Doorn. Behind him is Darrell King. He's battling away at the moment with Dirks and Trampers Parker. There's Parker, number 99, and out of the race already is Gerard Delapine. Well, that's a shame. He's had some good runs so far this year, but obviously mechanical problems this time around. There's the battle for the lead then. Bonen still from Joel Smets in 2nd place, and those 2 pulling away quite considerably. Jackie Martens in 3rd position. But Belgians 1, 2 and 3 on this course in Ireland at the moment, but no, it's 1, 2, but they've swapped round. Joel Smets, number 3, is now ahead of number 15, Johan Bonen. There's been a change to the lead. Bonen looking down at his bike, looks to say he may have some sort of problem with it. And Joel Smets now really opening up a very, very comfortable advantage indeed. Charging along, Joel Smets on the Huseberg, the 4-stroke. John Vandenberg now in 4th, and indeed it's confirmed Johan Bonen is out of the race. Problems with his rear wheel, and the man who was leading the early stages now out of the race. There's Trampers Parker. Now he's up into 6th place, and remember, he's 2nd in the championship, so he's got some work to do. We just had a quick look at Ian Buchanan a moment ago, local rider out of the action unfortunately. Joel Smets still leading. Jackie Martens closing up a little bit. Perhaps Peter Johansson there in 3rd place on his Husqvarna. And the pit signal's going out, and this is Jackie Martens' crew, and they want him to get on with it and get past Joel Smets and try and take the win in this first heat? Well, it certainly looks as though he's trying pretty hard, but Joel Smets is fairly determined to hold on to the lead. Number 3, Joel Smets then, into the final stages of this first heat. And it looks as though he's done enough to hold off Jackie Martens. There is Martens. 1993 world champion Martens. I don't think he's going to be able to close up. There's Johansson in 3rd. John Vandenberg's 4th. Trampers Parker in 5th. But it's Joel Smets coming through to take the win. Smets wins the first race here in Ireland, and a useful addition to his points tally. Already leading the series, and another win. That's in fact something like his 8th heat victory of the year. There's Jackie Mertens in 2nd place, and a good ride from both of the Belgians, and obviously those sandy conditions really suiting them very well. Peter Johansson in 3rd, number 95, the first non-Belgian. Good effort from him. 4th place for John Vandenberg, and 5th place for Gert Jan van Doren, and 6th place in fact for Trampers Parker in the end. So losing quite a lot of points on Joel Smets in that first heat. So the podium celebrations, and while we prepare for the second heat to get underway, let's take a look at some of the local scenery and a little clip of the action so far. So now ready for the start of the second heat. First one to Joel Smets. Can he do it again in the second, or can Trampers Parker, number 99, get back at him, which is what he needs to do in terms of the series. Still some way to go in the championship. 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of the series still to go. And so still plenty of battling in prospect. They're going to Germany and then Belgium, and then Holland, and then back to Germany again after this round in the series. So still some way to go, but Joel Smets will want to open up the advantage. Watch number 3 now. Can he get into the first corner again first? Peter Johansson, number 95, slips down the inside of him. It's Peter Johansson, the Swede, who finished 3rd in the first heat, who snatches the lead as they all set off on the first corner. Looks like most people have got through safely this time. And Peter Johansson then, it is already opening up a slight lead, but Joel Smets is not far behind in 2nd position. And it's John Vandenberg in 3rd place. Shane King also quite well up. The Trampers Parker, well, he made a bad start there. He's way down the pack somewhere. So that is not what he needed at all. Peter Johansson, race leader. Joel Smets in 2nd. Number 3 there. Then it's John Vandenberg. Shane King, 4th place. Then Jackie Martens. Get Jan van Doren. He's in 6th place. But Peter Johansson, who normally is not so quick to get away, certainly putting in an excellent start this time around. Trampers Parker on the attack, as we saw just then, working his way further up the order. And Joel Smets getting a little closer now. Both riding flat out there. Further back is Trampus Parker, number 99. There he is, still trying to make up some of that lost ground. He's behind Daniel Smith and Dirk Gukens at the moment. But the battle up front is hottening up because Joel Smets is now getting that little closer to Peter Johansson. Johansson, the Husqvarna rider, had some pretty good results so far this year. 4th overall in Austria, early part of the season. 3rd overall in Luxembourg as well. So Johansson's been one of the top newcomers to the 500cc World Motocross Championship this year. Parker still trying to charge his way up the order. Down in 8th place though still at the moment. Parker determined to try and close up a little bit more in that points gap. Daniel Smith going through, number 31. But up front the situation remains much the same. Peter Johansson still from Joel Smets in 2nd place. In fact, Jackie Martins has closed up pretty considerably in 3rd place. There he is. Won 3 Grand Prix last year. Martins hasn't had quite that success so far this year. He has won a couple though. One in Austria, and that the only win so far, but Martin still very much on the pace, and as we saw from that first race, charging hard. Well, around they come again, and in fact, Joel Smets is in front. Joel Smets is in front. There's been a problem for Peter Johansson. Peter Johansson's dropped back. Now, is he still in 2nd place, Peter Johansson, or has he dropped further back than that? There's Joel Smets going through. There's Jackie Martins. Now he's now up into 2nd place. So Johansson's dropped down to 3rd position now. There he is, back to the position he held in the first heat. John Vandenberg in 4th. Trampus Parker, well, he's down in 7th place now. Still not really suited to these conditions, perhaps. Trampus Parker on the KTM, and the KTM perhaps not liking this sort of terrain quite as much. But what a fabulous course it is here. Ballykelly, absolutely superb terrain, and Joel Smets looking good. Still ahead of Jackie Martins and Peter Johansson. Johansson just going through there in 3rd. And John Vandenberg, he's in 4th place. We're quite a long way behind Johansson, as you can see. And that is number 3 in the background. That is Joel Smets. That was our race leader stopped. So suddenly disaster, problems for Joel Smets, winner of the first heat, leader in this second heat, and all of a sudden the lead of the race has gone to number 2, Jackie Martins, and Peter Johansson there now up into second position, and Vandenberg's up into third place, number 44. So, well, drama in the closing stages of this second heat. Joel Smets, who looked as though he was comfortably going to take the overall win here with 2 victories, now out of this race, and that's obviously going to badly affect his overall classification. So Jackie Martins comes through to take a rather surprise victory at the end of this second heat, but nevertheless an excellent performance. Runner-up last year in the championship, remember, to Marcus Hansen, and that's the sort of performance that he needs. His second victory of the year overall. That gives him with a second place in the first heat and now the win in the second. They're the results of the second heat then. Martins from Johansson, Van Dorn, then Vandenberg, and Shane King getting a 5th position on the KTM. Delight for Jackie Martins, who takes the overall victory with those 2 excellent performances. He wins overall from Peter Johansson, 2nd overall, Van Dorn 3rd, Vandenberg 4th, and Trampus Parker taking 5th overall after a rather difficult day for the American. So in the championship then, That means that there isn't much change between Joel Smets and Trampas Parker. With Parker managing to get that 5th position overall and Smets not finishing the 2nd race, the gap between them is still 6 points. Johansson